bevo.com.
Talking about partnerships, if we can, Matthew, you obviously have partnered with AEG in the countries you just mentioned because you didn't want to turn O2 into a concept promoter, and I can understand why. You're in the mobile, you're in the telephony business. But you've also successfully partnered with Tesco for your MVNO, or Mobile Virtual Network Operator. So you've obviously got a great strategy on partnerships. What's key to getting strategic partnerships right?
So the first thing is, number one, know your own strategy as a company. What are you trying to deliver as your strategy, and what customer experience are you trying to deliver? Within that customer experience, where are you best positioned to deliver it, and where do you need a partner? So if we talk about Tesco, when we did the Tesco Mobile deal, actually, which was about 6 years ago now, very clearly there was a segment of the UK population and a channel to market that we weren't going to be able to deliver as O2, that we felt Tesco's absolutely could deliver with us. So the combination of O2 and Tesco's we think is very powerful in Tesco Mobile. That's the first thing. Know your partner's capabilities. Secondly, make sure that you've got real executive buy-in with your partner, because you have to deliver it through their organisation and yours. So before we signed the deal, and funnily enough, only 3 weeks ago, we had our annual day where Terry Leahy, Andy Higginson from Tesco's, myself and Ronan Dunn, who's our UK CEO, get together. We have a look back at the last 6 months, we have a look back at the next 6 months, and we reset the strategy and make sure both partners are still happy with the arrangement. The third element, I would say, is make sure it's a win-win. Never enter a partnership where one partner is winning and the other one is losing. Because you might think you've got a good commercial deal to start with, but 18 months down the line, the partner you've struck the deal with who might be losing is going to lose interest. And if you're trying to create that sort of strategic partnership, it has to be a long-term partnership. So make sure it's win-win. The fourth is, I think, ethics of the business, or the values of the business and the partner you're doing the deal with. Make sure you're aligned with what you want to do. So whether it's AEG, whether it's Tesco, whether it's Apple, whether it's Palm, whether it's Carphone Warehouse, fundamental to all of those businesses and ours is deliver the right customer experience. And if you deliver the right customer experience together, the whole can be greater than the sum of the parts.
So how do you actually identify the right partner in the first place? Is it based on the customer experience that you think that partner can deliver and make sure it's in congruency with your own values?
So you have to identify what capabilities you need to make the picture whole, starting from your strategy.
Yeah.
But then once you've identified that, make sure that you look at the potential partners and actually look at the customer experience they're delivering, or how they run their business, or what the personalities of the leaders are. So all of the leaders of the companies that I mentioned there, I know very personally and have a personal relationship with them, because you have to be able to pick up the phone and say, this isn't working, we need to do something else, or this is really working, let's really get behind it. And unless you've got that personal relationship, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it was just before we started the interview, we were talking off camera just about the fact that with the iPhone contract you went over, you met Steve Jobs, you invested in the relationship. Is that just on your personal level? Is that one of the reasons why you've been so successful, because you invest in relationships?
I think why have I been successful, or why have O2 been successful? I think from my perspective, a little bit right place, right time. A little bit about self-confidence and an intuitive gut feel of what's the right commercial deal and what's not the right commercial deal. But I do think personal relationships are very important, and that's from a personal relationship to members in our call centres or in our stores, or actually with the CEOs of our partner businesses. Yeah. So I'm very careful that actually I will still, when I get a good customer letter, I will ring somebody up in the call centre or ring somebody up in the store who's given that service. Because I think that personal relationship I can create with that individual is not just a personal relationship between me and that individual. Actually, that individual will tell that story many, many times around the business. And that will create the sense that Matthew has a personal relationship with our frontline customer service guys or our frontline store guys.
bevo.com.